Students, today we are going to start chapter 3, drainage. Drainage means flow of water through defined channels. Before we start the chapter, let's be familiar with the basic terms used in the chapter. Drainage basin is area drained by a river and its tributaries. Water divide, an upland or mountain that divide two river systems as shown in the diagram. One more term, catchment area. A river drains water collected from a specific area is known as catchment area of the river. You will come through few more terms, that is tributary. Tributary is a stream that flows into larger stream or river. It doesn't flow directly into sea. Example is Yamuna. Look at the diagram. The river shown with bold is the main river, and with light color its tributary. We may say tributary is a helping river. In simple word, it is helping river which helps the main river in carrying its water up to some extent. Distributary. Distributary is a stream that branches off and flows away from the main stream channel. Before reaching the sea, the main river divides into numerous channels. These channels are known as distributary. Hooghly is the distributary of river Ganga. Delta. It is a landform created by deposition of sediments that is carried by river. It is a triangular landform made at the mouth of river. The word has been taken from Greek letter which resembles a triangle and known as delta. Journey of a river. From its source to mouth, journey of river is divided into three parts. Source is the place from where the river originates, and mouth where it joins the sea. As we divide human life into three parts, childhood, adult, and aged, similarly, the journey of river from its source to mouth can be divided into three parts, that is upper course or childhood, middle course, that is our adult stage, lower course or old age of human being. During upper course, the main work of the river is erosion. Number of landforms are formed by river here, such as waterfalls, rapids, gorges, canyons, V-shaped valleys. Then middle course. The main work of river in middle course is transportation. Whatever the river has eroded till now, it carries that material with it and makes many landforms such as meander, oxbow lake. In lower course, as old people are unable to carry their burden, their load, similarly, the river is unable to carry the loads. It starts the work of deposition now. Delta is the landform made by river during lower course. Have a look at few features made by rivers during middle course, lower course. Meander is zigzag path of river, and when any loop of this zigzag path separates from the main river, Oxbow Lake is formed. Have a look at one more diagram. The drainage system in India can be divided into two parts, Himalayan river and peninsular rivers. The rivers which flow above Tropic of Cancer and have their source in Himalayas are known as Himalayan, and the river which flow below Tropic of Cancer are peninsular rivers. The main part of the chapter is comparison between Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. I have written few points on the basis of these points we can easily differentiate between these two kind of river system of India. Himalayan rivers have their source in glaciers and peninsular rivers in plateaus. Himalayan rivers are perennial as they get water from rainfall and by melting of snow. Peninsular rivers are seasonal. Himalayan rivers are longer than peninsular rivers. Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra are longest rivers, and Godavari is the longest river of South India. Himalayan rivers form plains. Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra interact to form northern plains of India, which are quite fertile. Peninsular rivers make few deltas. Himalayan rivers are useful for navigation and irrigation as these rivers have large volume of water and have water throughout the year, while peninsular rivers are not suitable for these activities. Many dams and projects have been constructed across Himalayan rivers. On peninsular rivers, where natural sites are available, dams are built. Many landforms are made by Himalayan rivers. On the other hand, peninsular rivers flow through shallow valleys, so they do not make many landforms. Type of drainage of Himalayan river is antecedent and peninsular river is consequent. Catchment area and tributaries are more of Himalayan rivers and less of peninsular rivers. Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, Yamuna, Ghaggar are few Himalayan rivers, and Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi are few peninsular rivers. Drainage pattern is arrangement of river and its tributaries. The drainage pattern is the result of nature and structure, topography and slope of an area. We will read about 4 drainage pattern in this chapter: dendritic, radial, trellis and rectangular. In radial pattern, streams diverge or radiate outward like the spokes of a wheel from a high central area. Look at the diagram. In center, there is a hill and rivers divert in all directions. Dendritic pattern. It is most common pattern and looks like branching pattern of tree roots. Third is trellis pattern. In a trellis pattern, the river forms a net-like system and the tributaries flow roughly parallel to each other as shown in the diagram. Rectangular pattern. In this, main river and its tributaries display many right angle bends. and exhibit sections of approximately the same length. Here, the tributaries join the main river at right angle. You all are familiar with the shape of rectangle. Himalayan rivers. Let's discuss Himalayan rivers in detail. In your book, three main rivers are given: Indus, Brahmaputra, and Ganga. Question from this part could be as: write a short note on river Indus, river Ganga, or river Brahmaputra. Or you may be asked, name the source of river Brahmaputra. Name any two tributaries of river Indus. Is it clear? The form of question will be like this. We will read all the rivers following few points. Source, from where the river originates. Indus has its source in Lake Mansarovar. Brahmaputra in Kailash range near Mansarovar. Ganga in Gangotri glacier. Length of the river. Indus is nearly 2900 km long. Brahmaputra again near about 2900 km, and Ganga is approximately 2500 km long. Tributaries: Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas, Satluj are main tributaries of river Indus. Dibang, Lohit are of Brahmaputra. Yamuna, Gandak of Ganga. I have written only two names. In book, many more are given. States through which it passes. Indus passes through Jammu and Kashmir only, then it reaches to Pakistan. There is a treaty between India and Pakistan on division of water of river Indus in 1960. Brahmaputra, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Ganga passes through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal. Mouth of the river. Indus drains its water in Arabian Sea, while Ganga and Brahmaputra in Bay of Bengal. Special feature: Indus is one of the longest river of world. Brahmaputra is known as Sangpo in Tibet. Ganga has longest river basin in India, and it is holy river of India. We worship river Ganga. Project: Tarbela Dam is built across river Indus, Jammu Dam across Brahmaputra, and Tihri Dam across river Ganga. This is map of peninsular rivers: Narmada, Tapi, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri are the main rivers of peninsular India. Similar table for peninsular river is made here, covering source, length, tributary, states, project, and mouth of the river. While observing this table, you will see that two rivers, that is Narmada and Tapi, they drain their water in Arabian Sea, and rest of the river in Bay of Bengal. Narmada and Tapi are two west-flowing rivers, and Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi are east-flowing rivers. Narmada and Tapi do not form delta. Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, these rivers form delta. We have to differentiate between west-flowing and east-flowing rivers of peninsular India. You have to learn source, length, tributary. Dear students, rivers are of great significance for us as they are great source of fresh water. Most of our requirements of fresh water are met by rivers. We use river water for a variety of purposes such as irrigation, hydroelectricity, navigation, fishing, etc. Let's discuss them in little bit detail. India is an agricultural country and second most populous country of the world. To meet the food needs of such a large population, irrigation is essential. Largest amount of river water is used for irrigation. River water has great power potential. We build dams across rivers to derive neat and clean source of energy, that is hydroelectricity. In past, when roads and railways were not developed, rivers act as most important means of navigation. National Waterway number 1 in River Ganga, National Waterway number 2 in Brahmaputra shows that rivers are navigable. The people who live near rivers, they catch fish and earn their livelihood. Rivers have been a source of recreation since ages. They act as arteries of trade and commerce. River water is essential for the survival of all the living organisms, plants, animals, human beings, and water animals. Rivers brought with them the alluvium, which is rich in many nutrients and make soil fertile. Northern plain are the result of soil brought by rivers. Lakes. Just like rivers, lakes have their own importance. A large water body which is surrounded by land is known as lake. We can categorize lakes into three categories: freshwater, man-made, and saltwater lakes. Freshwater lakes get water by melting of snow and from rainfall. Wular Lake in Jammu Kashmir is example of fresh lake. Sambhar in Rajasthan, Chilika in Odisha are example of saltwater lake, and Govind Sagar Lake is example of man-made lake. Lakes regulate the flow of rivers. They moderate the temperature of adjacent areas. Lakes enhance natural beauty and useful for navigation and irrigation. Lakes promote tourism. They also prevent flooding during heavy rainfall. Generation of hydroelectricity is another advantage of lakes, and saltwater lakes provide salt. Water pollution is a burning issue. The problem is increasing day by day. There are many causes which are responsible for water pollution. Industrial effluents drained into rivers untreated, they pollute river water. Agricultural activities, we use pesticides, fertilizers, chemicals, and some amount of that seeps into ground. Domestic waste and sewage waste is released or drained into rivers. Some human activities like bathing, washing also contribute to water pollution. Dye houses release their water into rivers, and some religious activity such as Havan ashes, flowers, and even some people threw the dead bodies in the river, which contribute a lot to pollute the rivers. To overcome this problem, NRCP was initiated by government in 1985 as Ganga Action Plan, National River Conservation Plan. The main objective was to improve the quality of water, to keep the water clean. In 1995, the government expanded Ganga Action Plan to cover more rivers. It is our moral duty not to pollute water, maintain its quality, and conserve it as water is limited on the surface of earth and is essential for human beings. This is all about chapter drainage. Thank you.